New here, karibu sana. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel where you can get to watch more powerful and impactful videos. Also join us on the comment section, on the chat section. Chat us up. Tell us what you think about the topics of the day. What insights do you have about the topics of the day? What's your favorite meme for the day? And let's have an amazing time. So let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to Firebrand Nation News. I'm your host, Firebrand Michelle. It's been a week too long. I would really apologize for starting quite late, but we are here like we never left. Today we have a different dynamic. I am the only lady, which it doesn't usually happen. We're usually more ladies than gentlemen, and surprisingly, they're all in black.
Tables turn.
Wow, I know, right? Tables really turn. And I'm excited to have you guys join me in the show. So let's just jump straight to it. Introduce yourself. Who do I start with? From the top. Who's taller?
Let me start, Junico, on your
Awesome.
Hi guys, it's been so long, so long. 2 weeks, that's 14 days. Times 60, times 60. You get the math. My name is Daniel Mulinge, aka Kings. I am a poet, I'm a firebrand, I am a biochemist, I'm a writer, and above all, I'm a mental health advocate. Mengine mengi we shall interact, but for now, just shikilia hizo, more to come. Yes.
Wow, awesome.
Mental health.
Mentalist.
Nimekaa kando ya mentalist, hizi tu lazima include, but
Joshua Joe is my name. I'm a firebrand. I'm a vocal coach. I'm a songwriter. I'm a recording artist. And I am a mentalist who is an instru. So
instrumental mentalist.
Yeah. And I'm excited to be in the show today. I mean, it's great.
I feel really different. There always has to be a lady. Today is really different. It's been a while.
Ama tuongeze ka soprano mahali. Hi guys.
I think we need to do that.
Tuongeze kwa mtu fulani hapa katikati. Hi guys.
Please.
Welcome to our YouTube
channel.
Also, remember to like, share, and comment on all our social media platforms on JBN Television, Firebrand Nation, and Firebrand Nation Kenya on Facebook. The other thing, remember to subscribe. It's always free to subscribe. If you're watching us through TV, you can send your comments on 0722 510 870. Let's hit the meme section.
Aha. Wakati wako.
Wakati wa.
And it's very different without a
certain soprano. Kashouting hivi. Welcome to the meme section.
The meme section.
And let me start.
Hii umerukia niko na relate.
All right, this is two people having a conversation. There is her. I didn't find any hair on your shirt. Then him is like, so who's the bald woman?
Insecurity 100%. Yo, did you do some
No
really
comment.
face such scenarios? Wewe penye huaminiki ukisema umeenda shamra unaulizwa by the way there's no hair, there's no scent,
There's no lipstick.
there's no lipstick. Uni chakula gani ulipata nayo kwa barabara?
Wow.
Yo.
Wow.
Well, excuse kuna kuanga na the other same gender pia. Unaweza
No.
Umechoma.
So,
Anza kuuliza maswali pia.
unaweza sasa kuuliza maswali.
Muda wako.
Unaweza pata
System imebadilika.
Vitu ni ngori.
The third party.
Vitu ni ngori kwa ground, msee.
Awesome, next week.
I will look into this one ya tatu. Nimemuuliza mbona hakupick call yangu. Alafu akaniambia hana credit. And when I first read this, I'm like, si hana credit, I'm like, we, nasimampigia. When someone doesn't want to talk to you kabisa.
No, but it's true. Maybe alikuwa far from phone.
Na kwa credit ya call.
Kwa credit ya call back.
Umempigia akashika. Okay, baby.
Shida ni ati ameshika.
Shida ni ati ameshika ama ameshika hapo akakata au kabla.
The nini is valid.
Your point is valid.
Yes. Sikuwa na credit ya kuzidisha.
Credit.
But I don't think that's what the meme meant.
Kwanza ukiangalia kaka dogi unajua tu mzee amefika rock bottom na hiyo bottom bado endelea kusonga.
Bottoms up. Next to you.
Okay, let's do the next meme. Hii ni kuna miguu zingine ziko hapa. Ati nitaoga kesho, karibu nichafuke.
Nikumbusha wenye wanaume tunapimanga jeans kama ni safi ama ni chafu.
Unaipima, unaiangalia.
Hatuaminingi jeans ya black inafaa
inaweza kuwa chafu,
inaweza chafuka. Unashindwa kinua.
By the way, like ndaosha kesho.
Alafu ukienda mahali kidogo ichafuke.
Karibu ichafuke.
Karibu ichafuke.
Na sasa Joshua how long?
Atusema
ungeuliza imeoshwa
mara ngapi?
Hivyo ndio ungeuliza. Si haijaoshwa.
Thank you for coming. So imeoshwa mara ngapi?
Tuanze kwanza wakati tulitoka kwa mtumba haikuoshwa, ilivaliwa the next day kwa bash.
Ndio.
Alafu after hiyo siku ikakaa around 4 days 5 days. Ulikuwa umevalia ndio pia pajama yako saa zingine. Na haijachafuka lakini si ndio haijachafuka. Haijachafuka juu bado ni black. Kitu black ichafuke na kaa.
Kitu black ikianza kuturn brown ndio inachafuka.
Bas, ama ukiona ni kama imepigwa mafuta
ikianza kukaa ni kama
inang'ara.
Bora ni black. You can wash it 3 times in an year. Na utakuwa sawa.
Inaweza kwa discussion.
Naweza osha quarterly.
I don't know what it means na tumevalia toja za black.
Amesema jeans.
Jeans sana. Hata hizi zinapigangwa white.
See, I mean, nimesema put it down in the comment section. Let's do one last meme.
Feminist.
You just had to.
I just had to.
I knew anyway.
Feminists, when they discover they are intelligent and not intelli-lady. Isn't it extreme case? Women, they don't want to be called some women. Bado kuna men kwa.
Bado kuna men mahali hapo.
Wanaume mna dominate kila mahali.
Waitwa WOX. WOX. Women. Mentalist. Wanakataa kuitwa mental.
So inafaa kwa hiyo men inafaa kutolewa.
Self advocate. Wajijazie.
Whatever you want to gather the dots on the line. Wow, feminist at its best. Awesome. Let's get to the discussion of the day. And before we get that one, I'd like to shout out. We always have a great team of panelists. For the two of you, shout out. And to Firebrand Wilfrida, Firebrand Muliba, Firebrand Penina, Firebrand Jenyoro. Have I forgotten anyone else who we've done this with? Firebrand Hope.
Firebrand
Antonia. Shout out to you guys from wherever you are. So let's get to the topic of the day. The topics. Today we have a couple of topics. So we're giving opinions plus reactions. So this one, for me personally, this one hit a spot because this is the only way I know that I'm Kenyan. If there's no meme or joke on any topic, and I mean any topic, then you're not Kenyan. So tuende pale Met Ngara. So it's usually Met Gala. Lakini tunaweza enda pale Met Ngara. So we have a couple of, so basically what Met, karibu sema.
Sema tu Met Ngara, mtarada, it's Met Gala.
So basically, backstory of Met Gala is just there we have the Oscars. So this is where they meet for music and entertainment, but then they are wanaonyesha the best dressed. So in Kenya, Wakikuyu pale Met Gala. So tunaweza anza hapo na head of finance. Mkiangalia hapo kwa picha. Tunaanza na ule one and only Omosh.
The one and only chairman wao.
Head of finance.
Almost.
But you know, Kenyans, there's this way in which nikidhani hii ilikuwa na run concurrently na
yeah, it was happening the same day.
The same day. But now the Maju one rocked. People came with the designs zingine mwenda like conditions kivalia nguo nyingine
Balenciaga unakatoni uso.
Unashangaa utaituone sura tunaona tu mwili unajua okay tumekuja we just know you by your scent. And then huku Kenya sasa.
We just know you by yourself.
But how would you have known it?
Right.
But labda kwa inventory, inventory imeitwa nini?
Guest list.
Kwa guest list at inventory, kwani ni mali. But so huku Kenya.
That's how I know wefanya biochem.
So huku Kenya now
inventory ya madawa. Oh, sawa.
Yaani majamaa wamedunga design nyingine.
Kenya tunadunga ma designs zingine ngori.
Lakini ni
very on.
Ni swag ya kila msee.
Luku kali kwanza yeye msee mwenye akona yunga ya soko. Akona hiyo luku ya soko.
Galiman understood the concept.
Umse ako sawa.
Ameunga.
Umse akona nini ya soko ako sawa. Umse ni designer mnoma sana.
Hapana. No.
Dola swali muru na kido.
Najaribu kuzoom venye hizo viatu zimefungiwa hapo kwa ankle.
Manze.
Luku kali.
Luku si luku.
Luku si luku.
Unaona na venye hiyo nini hiyo kwanza ni Ankara. Hiyo soko ni Ankara. Manze hiyo creativity achana nayo.
Hii ni drip.
Wewe ndio understand theme.
Huyo ali understand.
Hii ndio drip imeiva.
Lakini ile inachekesha sana ni ya nani? Ni ya Simple Boy. Simple Boy manze.
The Met Gala was basically dressing anything American, so denim on denim, anything that represent the Americans. So hapa tukaleta Kenyan. Na ndio maana tuko na soko.
Hapo ndo sawa.
Sasa ukiangalia nani amevaa nguo za scout.
What are these real pictures of Simple Boy mwe bala kamera na kawa wale chief wa 1923.
Ameivalia hivi.
Ameivalia hivi.
Siwezi sema.
Si picha yake.
Manze mimi sijui bana. Kama ametoka mbali. Siri ni usanii.
Umejua increase your creativity.
Ndio hiyo sasa, ndio hiyo.
Alafu sasa the famous washrooms. Kenyan
Executive
manze, mimi nakwambia hizo inakuanga hivyo una kwanza watu wa nini? Watu wa ushago. Nasikianga kama kuna sherehe watu wa Nairobi.
Sasa hivi ndio watu wa Nairobi?
Wamekiwa
sio wanapanga wamekiwa chakula nini tent yao.
Wako tent yao. Wamekiwa wamenunuliwa mpaka tissue iko hapo. Alafu sasa kuna watu wa ushago wanaambiwa choo yenu ni ile iko pale. Kuna matawi.
Ndio hizo sasa.
Na zingine hata iko better. Kuna wengine wanaambiwa ende ukiteleza.
Ini sustainability. We're not choosing paper.
Funny thing ni ukiingia kwa choo kama hiyo you automatic. If you automatically know what to do, you are automatically African. Unaingia unaangalia kando, si tissue au unaangalia matole. I get
you
it.
got
But
these latrines are MC. Kwanza zimeomoka zinaitangwa Baghdad.
Hizi latrines.
Zinaitangwa Baghdad sababu kwanza unakaanga unangoja kama kuna detonator. Detonator unasikia boom. Unajua basi.
Alafu kuna zile why am I testifying these things?
Point moja tukisonga.
Kwa nyingine I remember niko shaga I was very young nilienda sana it was haikuwa na matawi hata kama ilikuwa na matawi sinaelewa. Basa nile naangalia nasikia tu haifiki mwisho bwana ule.
Ama sasa unaenda kutoka unaenda kufunga mlango na unasikia imefika.
Nikakumbuka nikiambiwa hizi shimo za choo ni very deep. Nikakumbuka that's a very deep joke.
It's a You're crazy.
I have no comment. I have no experience and no comment.
You have no experience in
no
Baghdad.
comment. Moving on.
Tatu songe mbele.
I have to be very ladylike. Anyway, so let's switch gears to something that happened this week. Pain at the pump. This is on Citizen. This is from Instagram, so on Citizen Digital. Pain at the pump. So recently, we all are aware that fuel prices have hiked like crazy. So we have petrol price rises by 7.58 shillings. Diesel at 7.94. But for me, the most painful is the kerosene by 12.97 because when you basically look at Kenyan statistics, the people who live below $1, which is 100 pop, is quite the majority. So having kerosene rise by 12.97%, percentage, I'm already used to the percentile, 12.97 shillings just hits differently. So now it's at 110 shillings.
Per liter.
Yes.
You know, for us who are here in Nairobi, we are privileged to have used gas.
Right.
Most of us, I think, most Nairobians, not, yeah, most Nairobians use gas these days. Then there's this new version of Jiko. You know,
Jikokwa.
Jikoko
Yeah.
and also Coco.
And Coco.
And Coco. These ones are a bit cheaper and energy efficient, and because they are cheaper, they service many people.
Right.
But kuna wengine huko hivyo Mushadha, they are literally living by this kerosene.
Right.
And you know,
And
when,
actually also in
when
Kenya.
it moves by
Not in
100.
Kenya, I mean also in Nairobi.
Even in Nairobi.
You can still
even
count
in
the
Nairobi.
percentage of houses that use gas over kerosene.
True. And it's surprising that it panders by 12 shillings.
Right.
A whole 12 shillings for a liter.
For a liter.
And with the COVID situation, especially with our revenue being hit, this is a bit worrying.
Yeah.
I think the government is able to regulate prices because we've seen different countries having the same COVID situation. It's everywhere. But when you look like in East Africa, Uganda and Kenya are the ones who have rather hiked the prices more than like TZ.
Right.
You see. And this shows that it's something that the government regulates. It's not like it just happens.
Right.
The government can decide to maybe reduce the price, the fuel price, and try recover that money in something else. You see, so it's unfortunate, and I've seen a number of the parliament is trying to push for a bill to bring down the prices. So I really believe they will succeed because it is possible to bring down the fuel prices and still keep the country going.
Right.
Yeah, because you cannot put fuel prices, you cannot hike them, and then expect that you're still helping the Kenyans. You know. You're still helping the Kenyans. It's not logical, because the same Kenyans that you're trying to help, and with other things, you're bringing the vaccines and all those things that you're spending money. But if this Kenyan cannot afford the transport to work, the transport will be hiked.
Right.
Then the food prices will go up. The salary will not increase. Probability of it decreasing is actually high. So the common mwananchi, that bottom mwananchi, is the one who is going to feel the pinch at the end of the day.
Right.
And it's actually going to be harder. Yeah. By the time we are coming to the next election to choose maybe other leaders who will probably regulate the prices, it's going to be really tough.
And you know, a funny statistic that I read was that when the Jubilee government came into power about 9 or 10 years ago, the fuel price was about 67 shillings a liter, and now it's what?
Double the price.
Yeah, double the price.
Almost double the price. Actually more, because it's 130 now.
Imagine a liter 130, and you know, with this we have gone obviously a huge transition between that time and now. So many things have happened. I also, during the time of budget reading, this year's budget reading, they say that they are going to start paying off our debts. And you know, there are so many.
Right.
And they are huge. China accounts for 70% of Kenya's loan burden. 70%. And you know, we need to start paying.
Right.
So the government, I do think the government, I'm not sympathizing with the government, but I think it's taking these drastic measures in a bit to increase the income. It's not the income, that's not income. To increase the capital, yes, to increase the capital enough to pay off our debts and to keep things running. Only that it's choosing the most basic of things, especially with kerosene. Especially with that, especially with the transport. I do get that the rationale, maybe with the economists at Asema, is because many people are now purchasing vehicles, many people can now access roads, and now many people can use roads. Therefore, taxing or increasing the prices of fuel is likely to produce more capital. But also we need to consider the effect. How much profit are we really getting to the people
Right.
in as much as we want? The government may be risking it all. Am taking these drastic measures in order to put us at a safer place in terms of loan, and now apunguze before the next government, because it will be a shame for him to finish his 10 years and then we have bigger burdens than when he came in.
Right.
Yeah, but they have to consider the common man. They have to. It's not logic.
Which I completely agree, but I choose to see it quite different. Okay, I actually see what you're saying. They have to raise because of paying the loans. But when you think about it critically, but this is just my opinion, you see, when you have a government that is constantly making the common mwananchi become a slave, it's usually a way, because the thing is, when you have money, you have liberation. So you can fight for things, because, like, let's use Chris Kirubi for an example. Him having money to that extent gives you freedom to fight for what you believe, so you can actually say this is not right. But then when you have the common wananchis living below the $1, whatever you say as a government goes.
So that is a strategy by the government.
I'm not saying, but when you look at it critically, and when you borrow some of the things dictators do, including like what happened in the rule of Robert Mugabe, there's kind of a similarity. That's all I'm saying. There's
That's
kind of
an
a
interesting
similarity
way to look
when
at
you
it.
think about it through that way, that line of thinking.
You can actually think on that line by basically looking at our leaders. You can clearly say that they don't have the heart for the people.
Right.
Clearly. Most of the leaders are there to fulfill selfish gains, to have selfish gains, and to make their lives better, not the lives of the people. Because if it was the lives of the people, then we could see our members of parliament, we could see them go to the street protesting against this bill, or against this the rise of the fuel prices.
Right.
So, but because they don't have people at heart, because it's not their heartbeat. Their side,
It's
most
more
of them
money-led
are-
than
yeah.
people-led.
And then you see these people, for them, they don't feel the pinch because they are not taxed. You know. So at the end of the day, for the next, if I'm going to be elected for the next 10 years, I'm going to be tax-free.
Right.
You know. So at the end of the day, who is feeling the pinch? Is that mwananchi? You know. And if they have the heart for the mwananchi, they can push, because it is possible. And I've seen a number of leaders, of MPs trying to table up a motion in the
Right.
parliament, see if they can really push, and that's where we will see. We
Right.
will be able to know if these people, how many people have the heart for the
Right.
for the nation.
Right.
You know, it's just a matter of time, and we will see. And I'm agreeing with you. The slavery mentality. If we hike prices and keep promising that we will give you freedom,
Right.
you know, but after some
But you
time,
see, you're taking away my freedom for a promise for another
yes,
freedom.
for a promise for another freedom. So you take our freedom, but promise us when probably when I get to the next government, I'll reduce these fuel prices. I think it's a strategy.
Right. And why I'm saying that is because we have more issues, especially like when it comes to signing the car grants, that passed without an issue, apart from people raising it up. But when it comes to things that the common wananchi are suffering from, those bills tend to take a longer season. Why am I saying that? And then again, these are just my opinions and my thoughts. If you're feeling like one side, for my personally, when I look at it, when you see the matatu industry, which is mainly common wananchi led, is being hit. But then we're having the Kenya Railways, which is being made, the infrastructure is growing every day. And when you think about it clearly, if the fuel prices hike, and if going to Donholm is 50 shillings and now it goes to 100 shillings, and I have the same train station, the same train going to Donholm at 40 shillings, it's kind of one person is going to get hurt. And when you look at it, it's more or less the common wananchi, without saying it further. Before you say something, I need you guys to answer this, because that was the main question in my mind. Do Kenyans take a longer time to sound the alarm? in the sense that we take so much time when the government consistently makes decisions that are affecting us and affecting our livelihood. Do Kenyans take a bit longer time, or have we gotten to a point that we are immune to what they're doing?
Kenyans, I think they are one of the most hardened people I know around. Maybe because I've been around Kenyans most of the time. Not around Kenyans.
Because you're Kenyan.
Yeah. This time I had a conversation with a Rwandese, and he was telling me he has visited other cities in East Africa. And Nairobi and Kenya is very different from other cities. Nairobians have a certain way of living. They work double jobs, they work triple jobs, they are always on the run. You just take a look outside here, you'll see people always in motion. Even at 5 a.m., people are walking as if they're being chased. Always working to fulfill one mission and after another. So you get one person is like 25 years old, but he's working 3 jobs.
Right.
So, and in other cities, people are not this driven. People are not this forced to take these circumstances. In retrospect to this topic, Kenyans have a way of adapting, mostly because when we raise our voice, it's not backed by people in power. We only raise voices within ourselves. This billboard I saw a person had raised, and she was asking, kwani ile mafuta iko Turkana ni ya kujipaka? Why raise the prices? And we have projects. We have the Turkana, the Tarwal project. We have the hydroelectric power station, the geothermal. We have the wind turbines that are being set up. We have many projects that are being set up, but yet they choose the very things that hurt us. And yes, we've been crying. Yes, we've been lamenting. Yes, we've been saying Serikali's idea. But as long as people in power do not back the voices of the people, they will work in a way to shut them down. The other alternative is now for us to go full out on the streets. And once we go to that, once we take that road, it's a messy road that we may be forced to take with some years. But I think we have grown a thick skin for these things. When the prices of mkate rose, we lamented. And the price of maziwa rose, we lamented. There was a time mkate was 25, ikubwa. Now it's 50. When the price of unga, maize flour, now that one we lamented seriously. Ai, ugali, unapandishaje bei ya ugali? And we lamented seriously, and it's still about 115 shillings right now for a 2 kilogram. Hata afadhali upande mahindi usiage. People are now opting for that option. Even people in Westlands are beginning to take that option of go ushago, panda mahindi, ngoje izae, usiage ukae na unga quality. Why pay 115 for 2 kilograms? And yet it was about 70 shillings.
Right.
We've been crying, we've been lamenting, we've been complaining. But the people in power, the ones who we chose to represent us, they go and they are silenced. And as long as our voices do not reach the peak of the mountain, tutakuwa hapa kwa valley of doubt, valley of shadows, valley of the shadow of death. Yes, we will be hanging here kwa valleys too.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think it's time for us to take a radical change, Joshua?
Yeah, one thing I believe is not that Kenyans are taking too long, but it's something that happens across the world.
Right.
Change doesn't just happen. And liberation takes time. It's until people are tired, they're tired completely. So I think
we've not gotten to that peak yet.
We've not gotten to a point where we are really, really tired. Because the day we get tired, we will bring a change.
Right.
A focus change. And another thing is we don't have the right channels, the right organizations that can lead people to liberation. You know, it's until we begin from somewhere. Maybe we have these are they the human rights or activists?
Activists.
We need to do more of the activism in this country. That's when we need to critique this government, the bad things that are done. We need to stand. We need those. But you see, one person cannot stand.
Right.
And again, we can put as many hashtags and trends on social media. But the politicians and our leaders are now used to to the online fight, the online battle. So they are like, wait a day or two, we will trend, and it will end.
The fire will die down.
Yeah. But if we can get, like you see when we had the hike in the fuel prices, if we had like 3 or 4 organizations or that really fight for the wananchi, then they decide we are the way they had said they are going to the streets.
Right.
So if we have like a full week, we are going to
streets.
protest, of course, peaceful demonstrations. The government would hear, and that would bring an attention. That would bring that mark that actually the wananchi are tired, you know. But regardless of how much we fight on social media and talk,
Until you go to the streets.
yeah, it's until we go to the street. And
But
I've
it's
said
not in
this,
language,
and
actually
I've said
working
this
in
thing long enough. I've said this thing long enough. The people need to gang up. I like the Akina Dennis Itumbi, the likes of Boniface Mwangi, the likes of Robert Alai. Those people are the ones, because they really are a force.
Right.
So if we team up and decide, regardless of our political affiliations, we want to bring change.
Right.
We want to bring down the fuel prices.
Right.
And this is the way to go.
Right.
Trust you me. they
Change will happen.
Right.
Awesome, gentlemen. The time has flown, so let's bring it to a close. A parting shot. Let me start with Linga. What would be a parting shot?
I didn't want to part right now.
I
The only time when I remember Kenyan government listened to Kenyans on Twitter was when, after the Olympics, because our Olympiads were not awarded or even welcomed warmly, we complained vehemently. And finally, the president chose to award every gold medalist, silver medalist, and bronze medalist. Aside from that, we've had issues with the Police Oversight Authority. We've had extrajudicial beatings or even killings from the police, and we've complained about these things. We haven't seen justice yet, even for those people who died on the hands of police officers. And this thing has been a trend. You remember when the COVID-19 period began, there were issues of police brutality, and we lamented, we complained, and it did not happen. Aside from that, we had this Kimwarer Valley, we had this mismanagement of funds, we've had mismanagement of even COVID funds. We continue taking loans from the International Monetary Fund, and we see Kenyans are not foolish this much, not anymore. We see these things, we see these trends, and then we've been raising voices.
Right.
But it has not been working. So the question is not whether Kenyans are asleep. The question is, what avenues are we going to use now? KUT is very, very powerful. Yes, KUT even made Uhuru take a break from Twitter. KUT has power. KUT has power, yes. But then we need to have tangible results. We need to see tangible results. If we need to go to the streets, let us go to the streets, because we enjoy democracy. Kenya enjoys democracy in a certain way. East African countries do not. In a certain way, many African countries do not. Let us exercise this gift. Let me call it a gift, because not everyone has it. This gift of democracy. Let's now champion beyond our activities. Let's not leave them out, because Boniface Mwangi has been crying for us, but then we leave him out to dry. Now when we need a unified voice against economic disparities, against health disparities, against policies and reforms that are hurting the common man, we need now to exercise democracy in the best and loudest way we can.
Awesome. So we practice our democracy, but loudly.
Yes.
Firebrand, Joshua?
The Jubilee government took power and promised Kenyans jobs and came up with the Big Four agenda. They have fulfilled part of the promises, but the bigger part has not been done yet.
Right.
Kenyans are still waiting for the incomplete stadiums that they were promised.
Right.
And time is running out.
Right.
What we don't know is if by the time we are finishing going to the next general election, if they will have completed their promises.
Right.
Chances are they will not have completed their promises. Kenyans are watching, and it is up to the Kenyans to decide if they are going to elect the people who gave empty promises and they never fulfilled. Some of the people say that the government has been hijacked, and that's why they've not been able to fulfill their promises. So whether that is true or not, it's up to the Kenyans to decide.
Right.
We are remaining with less than an year
Right.
to go to the next general election. So I would call out for Kenyans to really look and decide if we want to spend the next 10 years in the same bondage, or do we want liberation. So we will be going to vote, so we better choose wisely, because whatever, that one day of making a choice is going to determine the next 10 years, or rather 5 years. So we better be wise, and we better put aside and put away every division, looking at people from their tribal lines and political affiliations, and let's look at leaders who can actually liberate the country apart from just the names that are there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your honest opinions. I personally agree with both of you, and I need to add to and appeal to the Kenyans. It is time for us to fight for financial independence, because we keep saying in the Bible, money answereth all. It's the love of money that is bad, but money in itself, but it answers all. So I feel it's time as Kenyans, we fight for our financial independence. Well, that's all the time we had. Thank you so much for joining me for FNN Monday edition. Remember to use the hashtag Panelist Monday on all our social media platforms. Once again, like, share, and comment. And if you're watching us through TV, you can leave your comment on 0722-510-870. And until next Monday, love God, love others passionately. God bless.
Bye.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you would like to join the Firebrand Nation movement, go to our website at www.firebrandnation.com, sign up and someone will get in touch with you. Also follow us on our social media handles at Firebrand Nation on Instagram and YouTube, and Firebrand and Firebrand Nation KE on Facebook. Remember to love God and love others passionately.